Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This weekend I am participating in an ultra marathon called Race Against the Sun. It is both a 12 and 24 hour ultra marathon located just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. The course is almost entirely on trails and it's about 4 miles with around 250 feet of elevation gain per loop. This is the inaugural year for Race Against the Sun, which made it pretty appealing to me, and the fact that it's just 15 minutes down the road makes it really easy logistically. Not to mention, I'll have a good bit of friends that are also participating in the 12 and 24-hour events. So I have done one other 24-hour event in December, which I had to drop out at mile 65 due to a foot injury. And my original goal for that and my goal for this one is both 100 miles in under 24 hours. So I have not been as active on YouTube as I originally planned, but my intentions for this year are to film all my ultras and provide a little bit of race recap and some of my experience at the ultra, both for my forgetful self and for you guys if you're here locally or if you're looking to do ultras on the southeast area of the US. So I'm a relatively new ultra runner. If you don't know about me, I did my first 50K about 4 or 5 months ago, and I have fallen in love with the trails and have really found that it gives me a sense of pride and something that I can work towards that both challenges me mentally and physically. So I've been training pretty hard over the last couple months and have actually completed 3 50-milers and have averaged this year in 2024 about 100 miles a week. I have been mostly focused on building my endurance base and race specific terrain, so mostly all trails, but also some challenging hills and such in my area, which we're kind of limited here in Raleigh, but we make do with what we got. All right, so that's a brief update and kind of catching you guys up to what I've been up to. I'm gonna see you guys at the race course here on Saturday, February 24th.
All right, 4 miles down, which is one loop out here, and all's good. It's a great day for a run. The weather has blessed us. It is nice, 50-ish degrees, and we're getting after it. All right, what's up? Doing a check-in, just crossed the 10-mile mark. Pacing is a little ahead of what I had planned, but keeping it in check, doing some walk breaks. It is a beautiful day out here. A great day for an ultra. We'll catch you guys at mile 20. All right, mile 20 update. Doing good, slowing it down, keeping it on pace. Still got a long ways to go. Lots of snacks, lots of miles. Yeah, what Tony said. Lots of smiles. Catch y'all at mile 30. All right, 30-mile update. Doing good. I'm out here with homie Tony. How you doing, Tony?
Doing good, man.
That's it.
Kicking ass.
Party's just getting started. 50-mile check-in. Feeling good. And just getting warmed up. Time to stomp some trails. It's getting dark out. Next lap will be headlamps. All right, 60 miles in, 40 to go. Taking a quick walk break. Shout out to Kim back there. Just holding it down with me. We're getting it done. All right, 70 miles. Starting to struggle, but we're still moving. And we're gonna get this done one way or another. Isn't that right, Kim?
That's right.
All right, 80 mile update. Actually, we are, I think, at 85. Are we 85? Sounds about right. But we don't appear to be on track for our 100 mile, 24-hour goal. But we are still stomping some trail and still moving. But there will be an update after this lap, most likely.
Hey guys, so it's the day after the race and I wanted to give a little post-race recap, some of the lessons I learned, and then some tips that maybe you guys might find valuable if you do either this type of course format or this particular course in the future. I did write down a few things, so if you see me looking down, I'm checking out my notes here. First off, it is kind of a tricky course in a way that a lot of the sections were mulch, which was pretty new to me. I don't run on mulch ever, and I found that you don't get much return from your footing, and it's kind of like running on loose rocks in a way. So it definitely adds to like ankle and knee fatigue, if that makes sense. Number two was that this course could probably be run in road shoes or trail shoes, depending on the conditions, whether it's dry or wet. And if I could have done it again, I probably would have ran the first 8 hours in road shoes when it was dry, and then switched into like some trail shoes that would have had, kept me upright and steady on when the course kind of got wet after a little storm that blew through. And number three is that the elevation is about 6,000 feet over 100 miles, which I did not really factor that into my pacing strategy. So I would say going forward, that's something to consider, and that way you have ample amount of time to reach your goal. My goal was to do 100 miles, so I would have probably increased my pace a little bit, and hopefully that would have helped some. But those are the three main things about the course specifically, and then lessons for myself. One would have been to keep my gear in a dry bag. Since we had a storm roll through, our tent actually blew over, and a lot of my extra gear that I was going to change into at 12-hour mark got wet. So I ended up just changing just my shirt, and my socks and everything were already wet from the storm, so didn't really help to change those. And my shoes that I was going to change into were already wet, so it didn't really help much there. Even though I changed into them, I got blisters pretty quick and had to deal with that. But that's one thing. Number two would be extra liquid nutrition. Since I was dealing with a lot of pain in my knee, I wasn't real interested in solid food. So looking back, I would have brought maybe some Tailwind or something along those lines with calories and sodium, or even just calories alone. And that would have helped me stay on my target of about 300 to 350 calories per hour, where last 6 or so hours I was probably closer to like 150 calories an hour. And then number three is, since it is a looped course, 4-mile loop course, I would have brought more supplies, because you can, and having more is generally going to be better than not having enough. So for instance, I probably would have brought some ACE bandages, and probably would have brought maybe a few more supplies for blisters and things like that, and even in excess, and things that you could offer to other people if they need them is generally a good idea. But that's it. That's the main things I learned. Had a great time. Here is the medal that I got here. It's pretty sweet. It's a large one. It actually doubles as a coaster. And then they give you also a bottle opener. So didn't get my buckle this time, but that's all right. Still have a lot to learn, and pretty proud of my effort. It is a distance PR. I did 84 miles, and my last longest run was in December when I did about 62 miles. So appreciate you guys following along. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be trying to film all my ultras this year, which I'm hoping to be able to do about 5 or 6 at least. All right, guys, until next time, take care.